Good evening, everyone. This is Jonathan Cox with BuckaroosRR.com. Remember that, BuckaroosRR.com. We are the best for your best friend. We're here to help you learn skills by using my drills, breaking it into pieces at a time. Today we're going to introduce you a little bit how to get started. I got my book here just for notes. I might look at my notes here every once in a while. Introduction to training. How to start developing the drills and being patient, humble, and kind. Excuse the dogs in the background. They do like to bark from time to time. Some of them want back in, but we're going to try to get through this video as quickly as possible and help you guys learn how to communicate in a language that your dogs will understand. Rewarding your dog, in my opinion, and a lot of other professionals' opinion, is the best way to show them how to do things. Using rewards doesn't always mean treats. It can be a toy, it can be dog food, it can be a treat. The higher value, the higher expectation. We want to show our dogs what to do by using a lure, our targets. Our hand can become a target, a stick can become a target, something on the wall can become a target. Just teaching your dogs how to touch things and then saying yes, always using a positive word, skills that will improve your life with your dogs. These drills that we are coming up with are broken down by step to help increase time and distance in your stays, in your leave it, in your wait, all common commands that we're used to hearing. I don't believe in common commands, but they are common among dog trainers, so we're going to use them so everybody is familiar. Sit is a very common command. It doesn't necessarily have to be that word, but we want to use sit for today. So, words don't mean anything to a dog until we teach them what that word means. We have to tell the dog or show the dog what sit means. He really will never be able to describe what sit means, but he can show us what sit means by showing him. One of the things that I do in my practice when I'm training a dog is really not teach them a word until they really get consistent about just putting their bottom on the ground. For example, sit. I will show them how to sit by luring them a little bit at a time. Like I said, excuse the interruptions. We have some dogs that are in training. They like to bark. And we're going to try to get this through. Dogs will associate certain sounds or cues with an action. So, sit. If we capture the dog in the moment when as soon as their bottom hits the ground, this is one of the favorite ways that I like to train is just capture them. So it takes a little more patience, but if a dog sits, then I say yes, and then I give them a treat to follow. I don't always have the treat in my hand. Sometimes I have the treat in different places in my training facility or in my home or wherever that I'm working. If I'm working outside, I might have treats in various places so I can go get them quickly, but not in my hand, because it's not all about showing them with the treat. It's all about just rewarding them with the praise and then associating that word with a treat. Yes, treat. Nice treat. We want to motivate them by using a higher pitched word, and that motivation will help them to repeat that behavior over and over and over and again. We never really have to correct them if we will just show them the right behaviors to do from the get-go. For example, jumping is one of the things that people have a lot of problem with. So we want to reward them for just being on 4 feet. If your dog jumps a lot, try to be a good praiser, yes, when they're on 4 feet. Showing them that is what I want. The behavior I want to repeat itself is when you have 4 feet on the ground, I'm going to praise you and I'm going to reinforce that with a good treat or food or a toy. Something to help them to remember, hey, if I do this again, I will get something good. Associating all the cues with something good. And that's why we want to mark it with yes. Dogs learn by association. Let them associate as a pleasant task with their manners. Praise, reward for doing the right thing. He will want to respond if he knows he's being rewarded, which shows him that he's done it right. So when your dog is doing it right, yay, nice, way to go. Using a high-pitched voice. Sometimes we have to tone it down depending on which dog it is. We might have to turn that yes, nice, depending on how sensitive or how excited they are. That's all about being a professional. That takes a lot of practice. But you got to learn what works best for your dog. So sometimes yes is too much, so yes is better. But make sure it's a high-pitched word. Making it part of your daily routine. This is a great way to practice. People really think it takes lots of time and you have to have a schedule and you really got to break. No. You feed your dog every day. Some people feed them twice, 3 times a day. If you're feeding your dogs 2 to 3 times a day, which is a great opportunity, instead of putting the dog food in the bowl, this is a great opportunity to reward them with just feeding them their regular lunch or their breakfast or their dinner, making it part of your daily activity. When you go to get food, you're going to ask them to sit or have your food in different places so you don't always go to the same place. One of the things I've learned over my experience is that the sound that dog food bag makes is associated as a good sound. When you crinkle that bag or you shake the bag, the dog's coming running. Well, that's kind of what we want our yes to be. Yes! And as soon as they hear that sound, it's kind of like that, oh man, we know something's good's going to happen, so what do you want me to do, Dad, Mom? What are you waiting for? Make it part of your daily routine. Timing is very important too. We want to develop a good timing. As soon as it happens, our word needs to come out quickly. Yes. Catch the dog in that moment. Capturing them in that moment, in that picture. Learning to capture as soon as it happens. Don't worry about the treat as much as you do with that praise. Associating yes. We will give you a drill to help your treats become more valuable or your yes more valuable. That's the word I mean to say. We want that marker to become very, very valuable. That's a drill in itself. Just loading your gun is kind of what I learned from Carolyn Pryor. Is my yes is a clicker, and Carolyn Pryor teaches with the clicker, so I've developed a system using my voice as a clicker. Yes, click, yes, click. It's the same process, but we got to load that yes with associating with the tree. We'll break that into a drill. That will be another video. If you'll follow me on my videos, you will learn how to become a trainer yourself over time. I can't teach it all in one video because it would take us a lot of time, about 2 years. So it took me 2 years to get through my classes to learn how to become a professional trainer, and I still have to learn every day. I watch a lot of other dog trainers on their videos and what they're discussing, and I try to learn their information even if they're not using the same type of relationship that I developed with my dogs. I love positive reinforcement, so it's more about positive than correction. Correction is definitely part of it, but mainly is having that good timing and saying yes as soon as a behavior that you desire happens. If you desire your dog to jump on something, then you reward that behavior. If you don't want them to jump on you, then you need to ignore it and walk away, but mainly praising them for being on 4 feet back again, trying to teach them to be on 4 feet. That is the main thing we want to focus on. Yes, whoa, you're doing a great job. When you're on 4 feet, I got to talk to you. I want to let you know. And if they're starting to jump, then you know you're getting a little bit too excited for them. Always try to be consistent with your cues, with your word. Use one word per job. Sit is just sit. Down, not lay down. Just down itself is better to say down and teach them to lay down using the word down on the floor. Don't use down for getting off the counter or off the couch or off of something else. Use down only for your dogs to lay down. Be consistent. It's always or never for a dog. We always got to have that expectation of them doing the same thing over and over. If you never want your dogs to jump on somebody, don't allow them to jump on somebody. And there's a simple fix, another video down the road, but I want to give you a tip today is just standing on your dog's leash right where it hits the ground from their neck down to the floor, if you will just stand on their leash right where it bends on the floor, then you can teach your dog not to jump right there, because you do not allow them to jump on people or strangers. That is the simplest tip that I can give you to start off teaching your dogs not to jump, and always rewarding them for not jumping. Be patient. Angry, scolding, punishment. When your dog doesn't understand how to respond, how would you like for somebody to yell at you if you really didn't understand what they were trying to communicate with you? That would not be very pleasant. You don't really understand what you're trying to say, but you're going to get mad at me because you haven't shown me what to do. There's always been a bad influence on me. I never learned that way. If you show me what to do and you reward me for doing the right thing, I'm definitely going to repeat that behavior. I love to get paid when I'm doing a job, so if you rewarded me with money, lunch, or something like that, I would definitely going to repeat that job over again. If you give me a reward by being my friend, I'm going to be doing that. Remember to be kind and patient and humble to your dogs. They're just a little kid. Even if they're an adult dog, they really never exceed the age of like 5 years old. You got to treat them kind of like a 5-year-old kid. Dogs are very smart and they really want to please us. So we got to try to remember to always be kind and show them what we want to do and learn how to show them what to do. That's what these videos are about, and these drills in my book that we're coming out with. I'm so excited to announce that we're coming out with a book. Please read our blogs at buckaroosrr.com/blog. Will be the instant way to get there. If not, just look up buckaroosrr.com, go through the menu, look up blogs. You will find new blogs coming out. We're trying to have them weekly. Right now our schedule's kind of messed up because the snow is coming. We can't get as much stuff done as we like. We're trying to catch up. We're always playing catch up, it seems like, because we want so much information getting out to you guys, so you guys will learn about dogs. We want to try to remain as positive as possible when we're training our dogs. Remain excited. If you're frustrated and you're feeling overwhelmed, it's probably time to quit. But if you just break it into 1-minute segments, and really that's all it really takes, because the dog needs to end in a good moment or a picture. Once that dog ends on a good moment, there's really no reason to keep on asking them to do that job over and over. Because that's really what we want them to remember, is that moment. And it takes a dog about 2 hours to process that thought and understand what we really begin to teach them. And we have to do it over and over in different places, or the dog really will not understand what sit means. If we practice in the same place over and over, yes, the dog will sit great in the living room, but that's where we practice all the time. It will be wonderful there. But when we try to go outside, the sit may not be as wonderful. And I promise you that you want to do it without distractions at first. Give them that moment where it's just you and the dog working together and becoming a team as one. Using a quiet place is best. It's really hard to be quiet all the time, but I understand that. But we can find a time in the morning or time in the evening. If we have to work in the hallway, if we have to work in the kitchen, if we have to work in the living room, if we have to find a quiet place, we got to practice every place that we possibly can. Now, you don't have to do this all day long. Remember, it's just 1-minute drills, 2 minutes at the most that you could spend. I have all the commands that we do commonly with pet dogs. I can do them all in 10-minute segment, and I'm done for the whole day. 10 minutes. That's tops. I do a couple minutes in the morning, a couple minutes in the evening. That's how I can do 5 dogs at a time, because I can do it 1 dog here, 1 dog there, and practice with them a little bit at a time. One of the failures that I've learned in becoming a professional dog trainer, and I want to be really honest with you people, I haven't always been successful with all my clients. And somebody's probably going to say, I didn't have very good luck at Jonathan's training. The reason they weren't successful is because they either didn't come to class or they didn't practice what I had taught them. And it's not their fault, it was my fault as an educator to teach them the right way to communicate with their dogs. I don't want to blame anybody else for not doing what I taught them. It's the way I taught. And so I want to become a better trainer and apologize to all the people that weren't successful And if you would like to try again, I'm willing to give you an opportunity for free to show you, but please practice what I teach. I practice what I teach, and I'm very successful with a lot of dogs. I have trained several service dogs that service the community in public, working in Walmart, Target, ECU. One of my dogs went to ECU for a while. I don't think he got his diploma, but I know his owner did. And I wish he would have got a diploma too, but he did really good, and now he's in college in Oklahoma City. I forgot which college they're in, but he is still going to college. A doctor, the client is getting his doctor's degree. He needs that dog as a medical alert dog, and he is very consistent with his teaching. He is a wonderful client because he followed all the rules, and he knows that it's always or never, and he knows when to give the dog a reward, and it's not always giving him a treat. It's always just saying yes. It's learning to say that yes first before we give that treat. That's the most important, is having that just a few seconds. Yes, then treat. We want to associate that yes or nice word with something good and making it pleasant. Remember, our dogs are just wanting to please us. That's what we have designed them to be, is pleasers. That's why they're not wild. They are very domesticated animals. We have bred them this way. And we don't want to leave them out alone because they really don't know how to hunt for themselves anymore. We bred that out of them. And they have a prey desire, and that's what gets them to chase toys. Not all dogs are very interested in chasing toys or don't have a very strong prey drive. So we really can't make it get any better because that's just really who they are. They're kind of I hate to say the word lazy, but they're not really lazy. It's just been bred out of them. They're really not a hunting dog. They're not a working dog. They're more of a lap dog. They're kind of just want to be on your lap and be held. So the prey drive has no interest in them. They just want to hang out, get their food when they can. But we can increase their mind and help their minds with some of the drills that we will show you how to hunt in the living room by, putting food in Gatorade bottles and stuff like that. We will have another video for that where you guys will actually see me bring some of the tools into play to teach your dogs to reduce anxiety. That's what this whole book is about that we're coming out with. Drills to improve your skills with your dogs. You and the dogs will work together as a team. That is my goal here at Buckaroos, is to teach everybody to be a team and help us to be a coach more than anything else. We really don't have to be correctors. We can, at moments in time when it is very important, we will give a loud bark, but that is only at the appropriate time, and we're going to save that for an appropriate time because we want the dogs to associate us as a good thing. When we're a good thing to our dogs, your dogs will be much more pleasant to work with, and they will follow us around. And some dogs just need more time and more patience. I know a lot of dog trainers have 2-week programs and they're successful, and I'm happy for them if they can really train a dog in 2 weeks. I do not have that high expectation. I really don't even like the 6-week board and train because it's not really just about how many weeks or how long. It's more about how you reward them. It's building that foundation. It's really your whole life that you really should be communicating with each other. It's having a partner. You're really teaching them their whole life how to be better at their skills like we do. I only became a better dog trainer by practicing with lots of dogs. I have trained over thousands of dogs. I really don't know what my count is, and I'm not trying to brag, I'm just trying to say it took me lots of dogs to really develop a skill, like a football player. We just watched the Super Bowl. Maybe you guys watched it. I didn't really watch it, but maybe you just watched the Super Bowl. Them guys didn't become professional football players the first week they went to high school or when they were in little pee-wee league playing flag football. They were not professionals. It took skills and drills and time, practice and practice and practice and practice and dedication to really become a pro at what they do. And yes, they are very special guys, our gals, that have become professionals because they dedicated their life to that. And when we talk service dogs, we really believe that they are special dogs. Not every dog is capable of working in the public. And that's what really determines if you're a service dog or not. You cannot provide a service to anybody if you can't go out in public. And service dogs aren't just for handicapped people or disabilities, sorry about that. They are also police dogs. I believe police dogs are a service dog. They provide a service to the police force, like finding drugs or missing people or something in those lines. They use their nose as their tool. We have to develop those noses. We have to develop those skills so that they can work in public. And it is not fair for every dog to be in public. They do not like it, and they can become overwhelmed. So just putting a label on your dog and getting a certificate online and saying you have a service dog is really not fair to your dog, because if your dog doesn't associate public as a great place, they really don't belong out in public. They belong in home, in a safe environment where they can handle that stimulation. Too much stimulation is not fair to all dogs. I really want to go tonight, and I really appreciate everybody watching my video tonight. I hope that you will share my video and get us some more followers. We're up to almost 13,000 people following our page, and I'm so excited to grow this business and help you guys learn how to become better communicators with your dog. And I know they're barking in the background. We'll try to find better ways to stop them from barking, but they got to bark a little bit. They like to talk, and they're wanting in, so I'm not going to reward that behavior. As soon as they're quiet, I might open the door, because I want them to learn that barking doesn't open the door. It's quiet that opens the door. Anyway, I want everybody to always remember that if your dog's tail is wagging, they're a happy dog. So remember that. We're going to actually show you a game one day how to get your dog to wag their tail more. It is a very fun game, and then you'll see the behavior starting to exist where they really want to repeat themselves. Guys, remember, buckaroosrr.com, the best for your best friend. Become the best for your best friend. That is my philosophy here tonight, is that we're trying to be the best for our best friend and teach them in a kind and humble way. Not using any force or any correctional devices. The leashes and collars are just safety devices. They're a seat belt. That's what I believe. They keep your dog safe. They're not for correction. Have a wonderful day. Be humble and kind. Patience is the key. Timing is everything. Learn how to become the best coach for your dog, the best for your best friend. Have a great day. buckaroosrr.com. buckaroosrr.com. Have a great night, guys.